everybody, and welcome back to the world-renowned Foundation Friday that has eased its way into Saturday morning. I don't know how it's happening, but I just can't seem to get it together by Friday night. So if you don't see Foundation Friday on Friday, then please come back on Saturday morning. It should be up by then. It is hard work to edit and everything, and sometimes things are going haywire in this house. Alright, so before I get into the foundation I'm going to be trying this week, let me talk about the foundation that we had last week, which was the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made. You guys saw this last week. If you did not, I will link it down below so you can see the video. I was supposed to try it throughout the week, let you guys know how I like it, and I love it. I tried it with their primer. I do see other people saying how it's separated on their nose, different things like that. I did not have any of those problems with their primer. Their primer reminds me a lot of the Smashbox Photo Finish. Okay, and I am oily, so Photo Finish honestly doesn't work for me out and about. It really doesn't. I usually use this just for makeup tutorials when I'm just going to put on some foundation and makeup and take it right back off. But their foundation primer is very similar to this, but their foundation is matte, and it's a soft matte. So it just works. However it's formulated, it just works. I was able to go out, I was able to be outside, things like that. I didn't notice any separation. I think because once this foundation sets, that's it. And I think it's perfect for oily skin. Now, drier skin, I'm quite sure you're going to moisturize, do whatever you do. I don't know how this is going to work with you throughout the day. I don't know if you're going to get those little patches. Like I said, I did see other bloggers talking about how they got little dry spots and patches. But because I'm oily, I didn't experience any of that. The only thing I can tell you is try their primer with it. This and the All Day Flawless are very similar. I did do a review on the All Day Flawless. I think that's the Queen collection. I did do a review on that as well. I'll link it down below. To me, these two are very similar. I have in a shade Soft Sable. Just about every CoverGirl foundation I've ever tried, I've gotten in Soft Sable, and it worked. Okay? This foundation worked with concealer on top, blended out, powder. Some people didn't set theirs because it's already kind of a matte foundation. I powdered anyway because I know I get super oily in my T-zone area. It just worked. It looked flawless. It looks flawless outside. If you perspire and you sweat, you're still going to perspire. You're still going to sweat. But I think if you just blot those little areas, once you get into the AC and everything, you won't even be able to tell. I wore it for hours and my makeup was still on and it looked beautiful. So I have nothing but good things to say about this foundation. So I'm going to leave the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made alone, and I'm going to move into this next foundation. Now this foundation is new to me, but it definitely is not new. This is the NYX Stay Matte and Not Flat. I noticed that my Walmart had a NYX display and I never saw it before. And I saw this foundation and I saw some chocolate shades, so I said, what? And that's another thing. Before I move on any further, CoverGirl, NYX, drugstores, I know that it has something to do with the demographics. It's the drugstores, I think, that make the decision on what foundations are placed inside of the store. But if you guys, if there are any drugstores listening, if there are any beauty supply stores listening to any of my videos, please put darker shades in your stores. No one can find darker shades. It's not fair that we would have to go online and guess what shade. I know who lives next door to me on all sides. And when I go to Walgreens and CVS, our shades are not there. And we've been living in the same place for over 20 some years. So it's like, what is the problem? What is going on? Why are the darker shades not there? If more bloggers, beauty bloggers, women of color, I think would speak out about it, maybe we could get these shades in the drugstores, in CVS, in Rite Aid, in Walmart, in Target. Start letting them know on social media you want to see those darker shades there. Here we are with the NYX Stay Matte but Not Flat. It's a liquid foundation. It says that it's oil free, it's water based, it's full coverage, it's mineral enriched, and it has a matte finish. You have 1.18 fluid ounces in here. And the shade that I picked up, and I have no idea if this is my shade, but it looked like it could be. None of them were open. There were no testers or anything like that. And this is Cocoa. For my primer, I'm going to use the Smashbox. Like I said before, my Smashbox had been hiding underneath the dresser from me. I looked everywhere. I said, where's my Smashbox? It was underneath the dresser, so I finally found it. And we're back to using Smashbox for foundation try-ons. So the primer is on, and I'm going to apply a little bit of this on the back of my hand. It is coming out fairly creamy. All right, not runny at all. So we're gonna see what it looks like. Here's my discoloration on both cheeks. I have the same discoloration underneath the chin. Discoloration on that side. I'm not going to put on any correctors or anything like that in this video. We're just going to put it on and see what we get. I'm using a Sigma curved kabuki brush. This is the F83. And I do have a discount code for Sigma you can use all the time. It is TMC10. You get 10% off on anything Sigma. It does have a cosmetic-y smell. So that is what we're looking like. Hubby says that it is a nice match, right?
Yep.
It really does look nice. It hasn't sat too long on my skin. I just finished pushing it in, and I was, really pushing it, stippling it in like that. Not rubbing and swirling. I was pushing it in. I wanted to see what kind of coverage we're going to get. All right, so the color Cocoa seems to be okay. We're going to see if it oxidizes and everything. And it seems to have covered the discoloration pretty well. I'm going to see if they have buildable coverage. But I'm liking the color. Under here, I can still see some of my blemishes, scarring and stuff. So we're going to see. It looks like it's going to be a nice little, because it was only, I think, $7.99, and they say that they have 30 shades in this. I'm looking at the website, 30 shades. Oh, it was $7.50. $7.50. That's how much it was. So this might be a good one for the summer if it really stays matte like this. I like the feel of it. So that is both sides of the face. I did go back over this side. It didn't start creasing or flaking or anything like that. I did go back over this little area right here to see if I could get a little bit more coverage, and I think it did. I did go back underneath the chin again to see if I could get a little bit more coverage, and I think it's not perfect, but it did give you a little bit more coverage, and it doesn't look cakey or anything. So far so good, and this side doesn't look like it changed. And I do have a review on the Stay Matte Not Flat powder foundation I did a while back for summer. I loved it, and I still have it, and I still use it because it's blazing. It's June 1st, and it's blazing out there. So I'm possibly going to be doing powder foundation the entire summer. I think what I want to do though, guys, is a MAC powder foundation tutorial. I think that's what I want to do, so I'm working on that. See if I can use all MAC products. What's for? Why is he in our business?
I'm the sponsorer.
And you the sponsorer? That's a good one. Y'all see who turned on my computer? This turned on his own, huh? Okay. I see you, Nix. I see y'all can't talk about Nix. Not bad, not bad. What you think, babe? Look like skin?
I don't look like you got nothing on.
Oh, I blended that thing then. Yes. Oh, I might have me a new one, guys. $7.50.
I like it.
That's not gonna stop me from doing the MAC.
I like that one.
The MAC tutorial. He think he's slick. Look like skin. Yeah, I'm peeping game. Sneak peek for Foundation Friday.
My melanin glowing.
Your
My melon is glowing.
Your melon is glowing. Your melanin. All right, my friends, I am loving this coverage. I just did a little bit of recording on Instagram and my skin looks like skin. So I'm really liking this. All right, let's see how things layer on top of it. I'm going to use, now I normally use the Urban Decay Naked Skin. Somebody told me to say naked because I say naked. Okay, my Naked Skin Concealer in Dark Golden, which is very yellow. But I started using Dark Warm, and I think I like this too. So let's do Dark Warm and see what we get here. So under the eyes, you know, sometimes when you put on something underneath your, or on top of your matte foundation, it will just settle and it won't blend out. And it looks like it blended out very nicely. Very, very nicely. I've been liking to use the Derma Blend powder. I put down my Sasha for a while, guys. Been using a Derma Blend powder in the shade Warm Saffron under my eyes. I feel like it's a little less yellow. Buttercup from Sasha is beautiful. I love it. I love the feel of it, but I just feel like I could have went a little less yellow all of this time. So I've been going with the Warm Saffron and I really like it. And I don't really bake or anything like that, but I put a decent amount here underneath the eye. I'm gonna do a very quick eye look, and just in case I have any fallout, it'll be there and I can just brush it away. I'm gonna be using my e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. And ladies, if you want your eyeshadow to stay on all day, please put on a primer. Now, because I use the Naked Skin Concealer in Dark Warm, I think I'm going to take Dark Golden and use that as a concealer on my lid. So any of these earthy tones I put up here are going to shine through. So I'm going to take some of my face powder. This is the Lancome Translucence powder, and this is in the shade 500. I'm going to just tap that on my lids. This is the CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer. This is in the shade Ebony, and I'm going to use that on my lid. I'm pretty much going to use that as the transition color. So right below my brow bone and right above my crease area. And it's just adding a little definition up there. Nothing serious, nothing major. It's kind of like when somebody walks by and like, oh, she has something up there, but I'm not quite sure what it is. And of course it has a little glow to it too, so it's pretty. And basically that's all I would add to the top of my lid. I'm gonna put a wing liner on. I'm using the Makeup Forever Aqua XL. These are the paints. This is in shade M10. It's like a matte black. So I did my wing, and just to clean it up here on the sides, I put a little bit of concealer on my brush and just go here on the sides and make it kind of straight. I'm going to add on a lash, so I'm going to be using the Great Lash Mascara by Maybelline just to darken up my own lashes and get some of this powder off of them. As you know, powder falls on your lashes. You need to darken them up a bit. Alright guys, so this is your completed look, and I am very pleased with the way this came out. I am really loving this foundation. It did not oxidize, and every foundation does not work the same. Every person's skin is not the same. The reaction you're gonna have with a foundation won't be the same as someone else. So it's just trial and error with everything that you try out. You know, you're gonna give things a try. If you don't like it, you know, with certain stores, you keep your receipt, you take it back. But I like doing these reviews so that I can find things that work out for me. People of my skin tone, you know, it's not too many of us, you know, that are doing the foundations and the concealers and things that are my skin tone and darker. So, well, not that I've found. There's a lot of you guys come to me and you're like, yay, I found somebody in my skin tone. So I'm hoping that, you know, the videos are really helping you guys out. And if they are, please share them. Give me a like. It really helps me out. And, you know, let everyone know that you're really loving the content that's on this channel. Also, if you like in-depth makeup tutorials where I talk all the way through, come on over to Patreon. We would love to have you. Every single month I do a giveaway. It's random. It's always one person every month that receives something, usually 5 to 6 items, maybe more. So come on over to Patreon and join. And that's it. Like I said, I like the foundation. That's the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat liquid foundation. You can make it your own by adding a luminizing spray or something like that. But I think it's going to be very matte and it's going to work out for you. I would love to try this on top of my backup primer, because this is my heavy duty primer. I would love to see if it's going to separate or act strange on top of a thicker primer. I really would like to see how it's going to work out with that. So I might do that during the week and, you know, just walk around the house with it for a while and see what happens, or go out, you know. But that's it. So hopefully you guys like the eyes and the lips. Something very, you know, easy breezy that you can wear. The eyeliner I know is a bit much, so you don't have to do that. Just put on your mascara and keep it moving. And that's it. So I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Cyber kisses. Bye.